The following video contains content captured from NCAA Football 14. The rosters, standings, and stats may not be accurate to the present day. All trademarks belong to their respective parties.
Good evening and welcome to Commonwealth Stadium here in Lexington, Kentucky for another SEC East matchup, this time between the South Carolina Gamecocks and the Kentucky Wildcats, the surprising Kentucky Wildcats. They haven't played very well in the SEC in previous years, but this year they have played extremely well. South Carolina will kick the ball off to the Wildcats, and we are underway here at Commonwealth Stadium. This one's booted into the end zone for a touchback. And right off the bat, Stan, as always, we have a touchback. What else is new?
These Wildcats have very impressive sideburns. I wonder if they go to like a special hairstylist.
They go to great clips.
I thought you hated great clips.
I do hate great clips, but
Okay.
they have very good haircuts. As Kentucky comes out of here, spread offense, he's going to throw, and it's nearly picked. Chris Moody with the deflection. Stan got a little excited there, but no pick there for South Carolina as Patrick, I think his name is Towles. Patrick Towles. His first pass is incomplete. South Carolina not ranked anymore, so that number 9 is not valid. But here comes Kentucky. They're dropping back. He throws one to the middle. It's a catch for a first down. Ryan Timmons with a nice 12-yard reception on the dive. And we got another no-huddle offense here, boys, as this one's going to be a little difficult to commentate. We might have a little bit of an issue here, but here comes Kentucky. They look to the sidelines. They're spread to the left-hand side. 3 wide receivers left. The running back will get the ball here on the delay, and it's about a gain of 1 for Braylon Hurd. And Hurd is an interesting word for a bunch of Wildcats.
Are you implying that they can't hear, Brian?
No, I would consider Wildcats a pack, not a herd.
Maybe a flock.
Flock of geese. But that's a run up the middle for a first down, and a whole lot more there for Braylon Hurd, 10-yard carry. And just like that, the Wildcats are at midfield, Nick.
Yeah, I think, Brian, the pack would be like NC State, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, they are the Wolf Pack.
Maybe Pride, because they're like cats. And
No, but Lions are Pride. Cats are not.
But so are sorority girls on bid day. We called them Prides, too.
Do we?
I think we did.
Javis Blue with the reception there for a loss of 1. 2nd and 11 now. Patrick Towles, he's wiping off that ball with his towel, making sure it's not too wet. But it's 2nd and 11 now for Kentucky as he drops back, looking left, throwing right, across the 50-yard line. That's going to be a 3rd and 2 here for the Wildcats. Javis Blue, another reception.
Very fitting that he goes to Kentucky.
With the blue, yes. And very, very fitting there. Patrick Towles, I love this guy's name. 3rd and 2 now. He looks to the sidelines. Looks to be a little bit confused here, but the Wildcats are ready. He's going to run it. It's a design run option. He didn't get it. 4th and inches now. Let's see what Kentucky does here. Whether they go for it or punt the ball to South Carolina. They line up in a punt formation here, but might want to watch a fake. Here comes the punt from Kentucky. The snap is... We're waiting a snap. Here it comes. It's going to be a kick. He boots it down to Pharaoh Cooper. Beautiful kick. And that will be inside. It might be inside the 5.
He signaled for a touchback.
Did he signal for a touchback? I did miss that.
And he's doing this.
No, he did not. They are inside the 2-yard line.
Wow.
What a kick there from the Big Blue, as we see there. Actually, they're not the Giants, so that's wrong. Kentucky, nice try. But here comes a run from Mike Davis, 5-yard carry. Good start for South Carolina there. 2nd and 5 for the Gamecocks on their first drive. As we saw that the Gamecocks and the Kentucky Wildcats last year met up at Williams-Brice Stadium, and the South Carolina Gamecocks were able to squeak one out against the Wildcats. So here comes out of the shotgun. He's looking over the middle. He's looking left. Now throws right. That's a completion for a first down. And Nick Jones, here he is, the hero from last week, even though South Carolina lost, the hero from last week in the game, Nick.
Yeah, I like to show my coordination with my hands, so, yeah, it was a pretty good catch, I have to say.
Interesting analysis there, Stan.
You can say that, I guess.
Here comes a run. Davis outside. He's going to break a tackle. 2-yard gain for Mike Davis on the play there. 2nd and 8 for the Gamecocks here. Davis with his second rush, 7 yards, averaging 3.5 yards per carry. And the Gamecocks looking to extend their drive here at 2:45 left in the first quarter between South Carolina and Kentucky. So, John, how do you like what's going on here at the start of the game?
I just had to fix something, so I don't know what's been happening. I see we're not on the 2-yard line anymore.
No, South Carolina has moved the ball a little bit here. That's a pass, short game. Sets up 3rd and 3. Nick Jones once again with the catch and the reception now. Stan, I have to say here, the Wildcats, they got some crazy looking eyes. You see those eyes, they're
like snake eyes, like they're like really skinny, but that's like when like a cat's like mad at you, like it's like about to scratch you.
Reminds me of my friend who had a cat across the street from my house when I was little. Cat was mean.
Cats are the meanest animals ever. I hate them.
I like dogs better.
Cats are
That's a pass. That's gonna be a short. Rory Anderson, he was pushed back. Forward progress did not allow him to get to the first down marker, so South Carolina will have to punt and should give Kentucky pretty good field position here as Carolina will punt from their own 20-yard line.
Now, Brian, do you think we'll see 19 punts in this game like we did in the Missouri game?
I hope not. I might just leave the broadcast booth at that point. I might just get out of here. We are live tonight here from Commonwealth Stadium in Lexington, Kentucky here. I'd much rather be at the Kentucky Derby, I might say, than this game.
It's like an hour and a half away from Lexington. I'm very fond of the Kentucky region.
Are you really?
I am.
What's your favorite part of Kentucky?
Louisville.
Home
of the KFC Yum Center.
Hey, Stan, how do you pronounce the capital of Kentucky, Lawville or Louisville?
That's not the capital of Kentucky. It's Frankfort.
Very good. You picked up on my joke.
Mobile. Here comes Kentucky here, 2nd and 13. We're back here in the game. Sweep left-hand side. No gain. Actually, a loss of 2 for Jeff Badditt. And Darius English with a nice tackle there. As we get going with our state capitals here, we might as well keep going. What's the capital of Wisconsin?
Madison.
There you go. We're 2 for 2 here tonight here on the broadcast. 3rd down here for Kentucky as the Wildcats come out in the spread offense. 2 wide receivers right, 1 left, a couple backs in the backfield with Towel. He's going to look. He's going to throw left-hand side. That one is caught. What a play there by Javis Blue. 19-yard reception and a big 3rd down picked up there by Towels.
He's showing his hops. He's probably wanting to try out for the basketball team, a winning program here at Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, except when they play South Carolina.
Whoa.
Oh, hey-oh. They're 2nd and 5 now for the Wildcats across the 50-yard line here. A minute left in the first quarter of this game. They have been looking at the coach many times here out of this Wildcat formation here. Get it, Wildcat? But this one's going to be dropped for only a 1-yard reception from Ryan Timmons. Sets up 3rd and 4 as it looks like Kentucky is just going with these dip and dunk passes here, guys, and it seems to be working fairly well for Kentucky. So 3rd and 4 with about 40 seconds left in the first quarter. South Carolina and Kentucky scoreless here as Towels drops back, throws, runs, screen right. He's got a lot of room here. That's going to be a first down and a whole lot more to the 35-yard line. JoJo Kemp, ladies and gentlemen, with a nice reception there. I like JoJo, like Mojo Jojo from what's that show? The Powder Puff Girls. And
I never watched that show. You'd have to fill me in on that.
I've never watched it either. I mean, I haven't.
Okay.
Let's just stop talking about the Mojo Jojo and the Powder Puff Girls. Jeff Badditt with a 9-yard reception there. 2nd and 1 now for the Wildcats inside the South Carolina 25-yard line. They look to the sidelines once again, get their play call as spread offense here. This is going to be a run, play action, pass. He's got some time. Looking left. That's going to be he stopped at the 1-yard line. Jeff Badditt, 25 yards to the 1-yard line as Kentucky is very much in business here on the 1-yard line of South Carolina. Looks like we'll get to the second quarter of this one, but Kentucky is right in striking distance as we look at this play over and over again for Kentucky. South Carolina swarmed to the ball, but he had plenty of time to get there, and that'll take us to the second quarter here between South Carolina and Kentucky. The quarterback Towels, you'll see a couple plays here. He's wringing them out. He's wringing South Carolina out like a wet towel here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see this play here by Badditt at the 1-yard line. And here we go here into the second quarter between South Carolina and Kentucky. The Wildcats set up right here on the 1-yard line out of the shotgun formation. 3 receivers right, 1 left. That is a running back to the left. He's going to throw. He's got plenty of time. He's going to hit and sacked. Oh, big play there from South Carolina. Towel sacked for 7 yards. J.T. Surratt gets in there on the sack.
Yeah, I think Kentucky's got some speed, though. The receivers are getting open, so I don't know how about the Carolina secondary is going to be able to hold them back in this goal line set.
Secondary's got to step up, Brian. I mean, they're on the 2-yard line now? 3, 4-ish?
I think on the 7-yard line.
Oh, excuse me. Let's see an interception. How about?
How about that? And after this play, I have a question for you, Stan. I'm really bothered by this. That's another sack, big play there. Another 7-yard loss for South Carolina. Darius English in there on the sack, his second tackle of the game. Now, Stan, many cats in this world,
right?
Many types of cats,
right?
What classifies as a wildcat?
I'd say it's a stray cat that was. It was probably owned by a crazy cat lady, and it ran off into the woods because
wild.
He knew it was crazy.
Right.
She was crazy, so short gain there.
Yeah, DeMarco Robinson, 7-yard gain.
But it's a cat that wanted to run away from home, because they had a crazy cat lady owner, and
If you had to pick one person from Capital City Sports to be a crazy cat lady, who would you pick?
Katie Davis.
I'd pick Katie Davis as well. So Katie Davis is the crazy cat lady of Capital City Sports, but that's going to be a kick 3-0 for Kentucky and South Carolina here as the Wildcats start the scoring off here for the Gamecocks and the Kentucky Wildcats. This one will be booted most likely into the end zone for a touchback, and yes, it will be. South Carolina once again will start with the ball from what yard line, John?
Should be the 25, Brian.
Should be the 25
we
here.
are live tonight, right?
We are live.
I'm hearing that the children of Istanbul will be paying close attention to this game. They really like what we do here.
They have there's a big following for University of Kentucky Wildcat football in Istanbul, Turkey. I've seen it with my own two eyes. It's actually incredible. It rivals what we see here from Notre Dame football, rivals for the Cowboys football. Even you can't even shake a stick at what Clemson does when they run down the hill. When you see the scene in Istanbul, Turkey for Kentucky Wildcat football, it's unbelievable. Here comes a 3rd down and 4 now for South Carolina as that pass is incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 4 for the Gamecocks here, and this is a big play for South Carolina. They don't want to punt the ball back to Kentucky after giving up 3 points, and it would potentially give them good field position once again. So South Carolina sets up 2 receivers both sides. Thompson's going to look. He's going to throw right, and I almost died there, but that's going to be a 1st down to the 40-yard line. Shaq Rowland, 9-yard reception.
Brian, how do you feel about Kentucky's footwear? It doesn't look like they're wearing any shoes.
Well, we like to talk about this on every show, and yeah, I'm not really feeling the no shoes aspect here. There's definitely this situation here for fungus to spread. That's not a good idea in this game. That's going to be potentially an issue. I think that Kentucky might be going for chemical warfare in this game here, folks. I mean, it's very unsanitary.
Something else about their uniforms, they're wearing breakaway pants. That's what they wear for basketball.
Well, they are a basketball school.
They are a basketball school, but don't you think they should be wearing...
And they're wearing a football jersey.
Right, they're not coordinated at all. They
think they're playing a basketball game.
Right, and then they got the white home jerseys. You wear white at home for basketball.
Right. But they're winning. They're winning. So 3-0 Kentucky here as this Mike Davis run goes for a loss of 1 yard. So it's 3rd and 7 for the Gamecocks here from Commonwealth Stadium here in beautiful Lexington, Kentucky. Not Stan's favorite, but I mean he's happy to be here, right?
I guess.
Yeah, I would say so myself. So here comes 3rd and 7. That's a pass, 1st down, South Carolina. Nick Jones. Once again, he's been the man for the last couple games here. 3rd reception, 24 yards for the receiver.
Now, Brian, you see how he was taunting the fans like he can't hear them?
Yes.
Our players don't seem to have ears.
Yeah, I don't know if he can hear in general. He might be deaf, actually. Nick, can you actually give us some in-depth analysis here? Can you actually hear?
Can I actually... I mean,
considering you just answered my question, I think I answered
guess,
it for itself.
yeah.
So 2nd and 9 for South Carolina and Kentucky here. South Carolina on the 45-yard line of the Wildcats, trying to sustain a drive here, get back into this game. That's going to be a pass. Broken tackle. Going to be a 1st down for Shaq Rowland. Big play there, John, from Shaq.
Yes, indeed. I'm always kind of hesitant on the screenplays. Usually they go for a loss or no gain. Shaq broke a tackle. That's good.
Big play for South Carolina here. And Stan, you think that South Carolina is... Oh, no, it's a pick. Terrible pass. He's going to go all the way. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Kentucky. Oh, what a terrible pass from Dylan Thompson. Fred Tiller, John, with the pick 6.
You see why I'm hesitant about the screenplays,
You
Brian?
called it. You literally called it.
You know, my uncle had been to a Kentucky football game before, and every time they score a touchdown, there's a guy that gets over the PA that says, "Touchdown, Kentucky, and we like it that way." And I am not kidding. That's what they do. And I believe he's just a fat guy that's sitting in the upper deck. They just give him the microphone.
Very interesting. Good analysis. I mean, you are well versed in your Kentucky isms, I have to say, between Louisville, between Frankfurt, and now this little chant here. But the fan, no cocky in the stands like we saw Truman.
That would be
last
odd.
week.
That would be odd if we saw cocky up there.
That would be very weird. But 10-0 Kentucky as South Carolina's drive stifles after being inside Kentucky territory. And what I wanted to ask you, Stan, before the interception that rudely interrupted us, but when we get back to seeing the Gamecocks, and I know they wear them every time, but are they channeling their inner Michael Jackson with those white gloves on?
Oh, man, they can only wish to be Michael Jackson. They got to just...
Start with the man in the mirror?
They got... that was pretty good. They got to start with the man in the mirror. You're right. They want to look in the mirror and say, you know what, how about we win this game?
Beat it.
Just beat it.
Just beat 'em.
Just beat
Easy as
Kentucky.
ABC 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. It should be, right? It's against
I'm
Kentucky.
just being bamboozled by all these Michael Jackson references. I'm not prepared for any of them. Those were all really good.
All right, so 10-0 here as South Carolina trying to establish a drive here. That's going to be to the 30-yard line. Mike Davis, 4 yards. 3rd and 5 for South Carolina here. Now, that Wildcat looked to be a little drunk on the field, ladies and gentlemen.
We went to 5 points.
Maybe he did. But 3rd and 5 for South Carolina here. Big 3rd down with 1:40 left in the first half. 10-0 Kentucky here as Thompson takes his time under center, maybe killing some clock here. South Carolina with 2 timeouts, Kentucky with 3. And we are waiting for the play here. I don't know what else to say.
Of course, Brian, you don't want to be too careful about using your clock, else you might run out before the half starts.
We almost saw that last week, John. That was very interesting mismanagement, but that's going to be a first down for Dylan Thompson. Lowers the shoulder and gets out of bounds. 10-yard carry for Thompson, and somehow ends up inbounds. That was very strange. But first down for South Carolina to the 40-yard line. Now, do you think South Carolina needs to start going with the no-huddle approach?
That might help their clock management. I don't know if that's part of Coach's offense, but we'll see. You never know.
Pass over the middle. He's wide open to the 20-yard line. Big play to Rory Anderson. And that's going to go into Kentucky territory, right in striking distance for South Carolina. This would be a huge way to finish off the first half for the Gamecocks, as they receive the ball at halftime too. So this will be a huge drive for South Carolina here if they could pick up some points now at the 20-yard line. So 1st and 10 for South Carolina, about a minute left in the first half. Dylan Thompson out of the center. He's going to run the ball to Mike Davis. Healthy gain there for Davis of 7 as South Carolina calls timeout with 56 seconds left.
What would be a sick gain? Like loss of 3?
A sick gain?
Yeah, you said a healthy gain.
Oh, sick. Unhealthy gain, probably about that's an unhealthy gain right there. Loss
There
of
we
4.
go. That answered my
Perfect
question.
timing.
Thanks, Dylan Thompson.
Josh Forsett with the
I think it
tackle.
says Forrest.
Thompson over the middle. Touchdown! Pharaoh Cooper tightropes the back end of the end zone, and South Carolina, with 43 seconds left in the first half, has cut the Kentucky lead to 1 score. Now it is Kentucky 10, South Carolina 6. I think he was actually out of bounds. I mean, that was blatantly out of bounds, ladies and gentlemen. That was not a touchdown. But
Well, they don't ever challenge.
they
the
get
plays,
the extra point there from Elliott Fry. And South Carolina and Kentucky now separated by 3 points here as a big play from Pharaoh Cooper at the end of the half. Now, South Carolina has given Kentucky a bit of time here with 3 timeouts, so let's see if the Wildcats can do something with the ball. They will start at the 25-yard line. Here come the stats here from, those stats are telling. Those stats are quite
Very
telling.
even matchup right here.
That's for one guy.
That's for one guy.
Stanley Williams has not seen much play here. He's in the doghouse or the cat house.
What if he's just a backup punter? They just who knows? It's
And
Kentucky.
here comes Towell. He gets hit and dropped. Patrick Towell's another sack for South Carolina, as this defense has shown up pretty well here in the second quarter. And actually pretty much all game. They played very well here in the defense, John.
Yes, indeed, Brian. They showed up against Missouri, and looks like they're continuing that this week.
Yeah, if you look at the bottom of South Carolina's shoes, they do have a bit of rubber. That might be a little interesting here on this turf, because I don't know if rubber and field turf necessarily go well together. So we might see some South Carolina Gamecocks tripping and slipping here on the field turf. We'll have to check back on that later. We'll go to our sideline reporter, Nick Jones, later to see what his report is on that. They're going to let this clock run all the way out, it seems like, with 12 seconds left. Kentucky will go into the halftime locker room up 10-7 over the South Carolina Gamecocks here from Commonwealth Stadium in Lexington, Kentucky. Actually, they're going to run one last play here. Let's see if he's one downfield that's actually going to be picked, and he's going to go back for a pick six. Unbelievable! South Carolina picks him off with 2 seconds left. Patrick Towles, what is he doing? Oh my goodness, he has been hung out to dry, ladies and gentlemen. That towel has, oh my gosh, that was almost blocked. A lot has just happened in the last 10 seconds.
I think you just took Elliott Fry out,
That
Brian.
is why Kentucky is a basketball school. They do not know how to manage clock. That was horrible.
14-10, South Carolina somehow has the lead at halftime after that atrocious pick six by Towles. And South Carolina has the lead here in the, what is this, the Nissan halftime show, I believe. It is the Nissan halftime report. Innovation that excites. NissanUSA.com. Visit it for more information. South Carolina and Kentucky here from Commonwealth Stadium, as South Carolina has played some pretty good defense with a couple of sacks, especially inside the red zone. There are back-to-back sacks for South Carolina, which resulted in 3 points. But then we saw a big pick six from Kentucky. And then now South Carolina were able to drive the ball down the field with a big play to Roy Anderson, and then Pharaoh Cooper's faux touchdown where he's actually out of bounds. And this atrocious play here, we're going to see it very soon here from Kentucky. There it is right there, that pick six. That was with 2 seconds left, and they could have just run the ball out. And I don't know why they were celebrating after that play. I think they thought they hit a three-pointer. But halftime stats here for South Carolina and Kentucky: 107 passing yards for the Gamecocks, 93 for Kentucky, 26 rushing yards for South Carolina, -8 for Kentucky. 5:03 on the time of possession, and 4:57 for the Wildcats, and the turnover battle is even at 1 apiece for the Gamecocks and the Wildcats. So shapes up to be a pretty good second half for South Carolina and Kentucky. The Gamecocks will start off with the ball at halftime after deferring the kick to start the game. Now, John, Nick, Stan, why don't we all chime in on this one? What do you think has to be done here for South Carolina as the Nissan halftime report is about over, and we'll get ready for kickoff, John?
Let's see a kickoff return first, Brian.
I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, I'm willing to bet my left arm. Yeah.
So does that mean I owe you a left arm?
No, you didn't bet me.
Okay, good.
I mean, if you did, I would have gotten the hacksaw out. But
I think what they need to do is they need to execute the play-action pass, hit the Tampa 2 right over the middle with the post, heading right across the middle, and it will be wide open for the score.
Really?
That's probably the most in-depth analysis I've had so far this season on this show.
In a hot minute.
In a hot minute.
Yeah, so here comes the first pass.
Blazing hot minute.
It's an incomplete pass from Dylan Thompson. 2nd and 10 for the Gamecocks here on the 25-yard line. South Carolina up 14-10 over the Wildcats. This one's thrown left. That's going to be a completion, but a big hit on Nick Jones to the 3rd and 5 on the 30-yard line. So a big play here for South Carolina and the Wildcats here as we see the play here again. And watch Jones get absolutely labeled there by the Wildcats. So 3rd and 5 here with about 4:45 left in the third quarter as we look at Nick Jones just stumbling about. And thank you. Stan is actually sending me a note here. It tells me I'm beautiful. So I'm quite flattered, actually. I'll let Stan take – you can take it, buddy.
This would be an ill-advised time to sing a song, but
You're beautiful.
no matter what they say, words can't break me.
Stan, that was rough. That was rough. But
I haven't been on American Idol in a while.
In a hot minute. Here comes the run back for Kentucky. He's got a seam, but he's dropped.
And in a while, I mean, never.
Never. Yeah, you've been on the Voice, though, I think, right? You made your appearance on that.
Right. Adam Levine liked my stuff, but I didn't really like him.
Yeah, I agree. He's a jerk. 14-10 South Carolina over Kentucky here as the oh my goodness, breaking tackles left and right as Braylon Hurd for the 4-yard rush. A very healthy 4 yards there for Hurd and the Wildcats. South Carolina conceding the 4 rushing yards there. 2nd and 6 for the Wildcats. As always, they look to the sidelines for some help. This is going to be a read option, and Towels is drilled. 3-yard gain.
Now, Brian, here's a question. Usually we look at the team's teeth, and it looks like the Wildcats go to the dentist. They look like pretty straight and not typical.
Just cleans
Wildcat.
teeth, Nick.
Well, I'm
Orthodontist.
I'm very surprised, actually,
You're
that
right. I agree.
big play there from the Gamecocks as it sets up 4th and 1. And you would be surprised, actually, at the cleanliness and the straightness of these teeth from these Kentucky Wildcats. I mean, it's awesome. So here comes the 4th and 1 punt for Kentucky, and this one's going to be returned from about the 13-yard line, and Pharaoh Cooper is drilled after a 7-yard return.
I got another thing. Speaking of cleanliness, has there ever been a penalty in any of these games that we've called?
No.
That's incredible.
It's just...
I just now noticed that.
We saw one delay of game last week.
Hey,
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's
we
right.
did.
That
Yeah,
was the weirdest penalty ever. That didn't count, though. Then we saw Andrew Baggett's face. But third...
I mean, Elliot Fry got blasted. So, and they didn't call that. There's your boy Josh Forrest. Forsett. Have you ever known a real person other than Forrest Gump with the name
Forrest. But his last name is Forrest.
Yeah, I was just thinking of the name Forrest. Like, I knew a guy named Forrest. He looked like a guy that could live in the forest.
Really? Big beard.
Big beard, like to go hunting, fishing, climbing trees.
He's a man's man.
He's a little
Dr.
rascal.
Pepper 10 calories commercial.
Third and 3 after the Demir Bird 7-yard reception there for South Carolina. So it sets up a big third
Word from
down.
our sponsor, Dr. Pepper 10. It's not for women.
I thought our sponsor was Nissan, and that excites.
Well, I just added another one.
Okay, there you go. We're yes. I don't know what else to say. 3rd and 3 for South Carolina and Kentucky here. South Carolina 4 for 6 on third down attempts with 2:30 left in the third quarter. So they split 2 receivers left. It's going to be a read option. This one's going to be a first down for Dylan Thompson as he gets the 9-yard carry. And South Carolina in business now on their own 37-yard line, trying to sustain a drive here against the Wildcats to extend the lead to 2 scores. 14-10 South Carolina here late in the third quarter. They motion Rory Anderson right. They're going to pass the ball. It's going to be over the middle. He's going to drive. Now he's going to run. Here he goes to the 50-yard line. Absolutely trucks a defensive back there.
Trucked and then slid. That's an interesting.
He slid it on his back, I believe. He actually just tossed him and kept him going. But a nice play there from Dylan Thompson here as they will quick pass. That was ugly.
Do you think Dylan Thompson is playing the wrong position? He runs the ball a whole lot better than he's throwing.
I wouldn't argue that. He actually is 14 for 18 in this one. But I would that's an argument for that for sure. I mean, you are the receiver. You should tell us how he's doing. But that's going to be a screenplay there for Davis, and it's going to be a short 3-yard gain. So a big play here for South Carolina and Kentucky here as South Carolina inside Wildcat territory on their 45-yard line. So they're going to go under center, 2 receivers left, 1 right. He motions right. That's going to be a pass. It's going to be short for a first down. 4th and 1, and now does South Carolina go for it inside Kentucky territory? They're going to kick a long field goal, Nick. This is incredible. This one's going to be
A
57-yarder. This one's going to be up, and it is long enough. It's
made it
good.
from the parking
My
lot.
goodness. That would have been good from 85. And South Carolina has extended the lead to a touchdown. The big kick there from Elliott Fry. And
Breaking out the basketball terms, he made it from the parking lot.
he
Ooh,
just
made
squeaked it in there. I would love to see a buzzer beater in this one. Then the basketball jokes would be off the wall. But
Hey, we had one last week.
we're
so
not going to see another
I wouldn't
return.
put it past this team.
These guys.
These guys.
All right, so you see the South Carolina defense, very good start to the game. 94 yards allotted, average of 4 yards per play, 3 sacks, and an interception,
Not
a
giving
pick
up a
six.
touchdown either.
Big pick six at the end of the half in the second quarter. So they split 3 receivers left, 1 right. Running back to his right, Towell is going to throw it. It's a nice pass over the middle, and that's going to be a Javis Blue 11-yard reception for a first down. And Kentucky now with the ball inside the 40-yard, their own 40-yard line. So let's see what Kentucky comes with here. They split 2 receivers on both sides out of the pistol. That's a pistol formation there for Kentucky, as Towels will read option to the left. He's going to have a little bit of room here to run, and he gets a 6-yard rush for Patrick Towels. So what do you think Kentucky needs to do here, John? Do you think they got to stick to the run or throw the ball?
They've had success with both, so, I mean, anything works for them.
They've had success until they've gotten into the red zone. They've had some issues with sacks. And another read option here works to perfection, and that goes to the South Carolina 45-yard line after a 14-yard rush, and they come again with the no huddle, which has seemed to give South Carolina a bit of issues here going into their own territory. So this game is separated by a touchdown, 17-10 South Carolina. He throws one right. He's drilled after the 2-yard reception there, or negative 2-yard reception there from Javis Blue.
I think I'll answer that question, Brian. I think they should stick with the run game.
Yeah, right there. He is 11 for 13, but he has a pick and only 100 yards passing. So big play there from South Carolina. Sets up 2nd and 12 as they're going to huddle up and come to the line here. They split 2 receivers left, 1 right. Tight end is to the left. Running back to the right. Towell's going to throw. He's hit. No, he's not. He's going to throw over the middle. He's got a wide open receiver down to the 11-yard line. Stephen Borden, his first reception of the day, goes for 34 yards. And Kentucky now within the South Carolina 15, looking to tie the game up here before the third quarter is finished. So let's see what they come here with. 2 receivers both sides. His running back is to his left. Towell's out of the shotgun. Drops back, looks right, throws over the middle. That's a completion. He lowers his shoulder, and Javis Blue has a 5-yard reception. They run no huddle once again. 6 receptions of 41 yards for Javis Blue, having himself quite a night here as Kentucky looks to punch it in from the 8-yard line. Throws, he's going to run, he's got some lanes, he's going to get it for a touchdown. What a hit at the goal line. Patrick Towles runs him over, and Kentucky is a extra point away from tying this game up at 17 all here from Commonwealth Stadium with 6 seconds remaining in the quarter. South Carolina and Kentucky will be tied going into the fourth quarter. What a drive there from Patrick Towles, especially that last run, John. Emphatic running there from Towles.
I'm surprised the linebackers didn't step up and tackle him. I mean, he was well past the line of scrimmage. They could have easily stopped him before the goal line.
I agree, and I was going to say something about these jerseys here, and they're all named Wildcat, just like South Carolina is all named Cocky, and you think they would want to have a real name, not Wildcat.
Right, because you could say Wildcat's having the game of his life, but that could mean any of them.
Right. But that's going to go for a 3-yard reception for Roy
And I'll
Anderson.
tell you what, going back to the Michael Jackson references, this game is a thriller, and I can't wait to see how this game ends. I've been waiting to say
you
that.
peppered that one in the perfect time, and just like that, we're just waiting for this fourth quarter to get going.
Oh, yeah, I figured. I mean, all four of us now have a Michael Jackson.
There you go. We're
reference,
good to
so.
go. We're good to go now. I mean, unless someone else one-ups each other. But we'll see if that's to come here. From Commonwealth Stadium, as South Carolina will run the ball with Mike Davis. Big play there for Davis across the 40 to the 43-yard line. And South Carolina in business now with 4:56 left in the fourth quarter as Davis is pumped up after that big run, Nick.
Yeah, back to the Michael Jackson reference. If Kentucky beats Carolina, I think they're going to tell the Gamecocks to go beat it.
We just beat it, but good try. They probably, you know what? I think if they tie this game, big sack there, and absolutely terrible protection. But if they tie this game, if this game somehow ends in a tie, which I doubt it, I think that the perfect song, Michael Jackson song, that these two teams could link arms together and put their arms around each other and sing is "We Are the World." I mean, that's a great song. Not necessarily just a Michael Jackson song, but really brings them together.
But more importantly, the Michael Jackson version, not the version that has like Justin Bieber and all that, because
No.
they ruined the song. I
Ruined
hate
it.
them for it.
So South Carolina picks up the first down there, 17-yard reception into Kentucky territory there. Demir Bird on the reception there for South Carolina. We'll watch the play here again. John, what'd you see here?
Bird got behind the linebackers, made one miss, and then picked up a good, healthy chunk of yardage.
Yeah, big play there from South Carolina as they set up shop now from the 43-yard line of Kentucky here. They split two receivers right, one left, two backs back there as they fake the run pass now right, and it's picked off. Picked off by Kentucky. He's got blockers out. He goes to the 40-yard line. He's gone. Touchdown Wildcats. Unbelievable play there from Kentucky as they take the lead now on South Carolina. Their second pick six of the game there. Alvin Dupree, the outside linebacker with the pick six.
That was great coverage and a great pick, acting like a smooth criminal, Brian.
Ooh, good one there. He is a smooth criminal. And South Carolina has really dropped the ball on this one here as we see the smooth criminal there. And, that was quite a reference. I don't know how to top that one. But here comes the Kentucky extra
Because
point.
Nick used Google.
Boo!
Look up song names.
Oh.
Look up song names.
I'm embarrassed. 24-17 Kentucky here from Commonwealth as the fans are pumped up.
There's nobody there behind them.
It's a very sparse crowd actually tonight here. But Kentucky has the lead with 4:11 left in the fourth quarter. And this one will be kicked into the end zone for a touchback between South Carolina and Kentucky. So we'll get some numbers here from the game. Kentucky leads by 7. South Carolina has the lead in plays by 6. Total yards goes to South Carolina, and so is first downs. But South Carolina has really shot themselves in the foot here with these plays that have gone for pick sixes. So let's see if South Carolina can sustain a drive and tie the ball game back up. They motion the receiver left. It's going to be a pass. Thompson over the middle. That's going to be a healthy gain of 6 yards to the 30-yard line. So 31-yard line. Shaq Rowland on the reception. His fourth reception for 30 yards. And John, what do you think here that these two pick sixes have just been so monumental? What does South Carolina need to avoid? You said avoid the screenplay. What do you got?
Stop throwing into coverage. I mean, that last interception was, as Nick keeps pointing out, triple coverage. If he finds an open receiver, throw to him or scramble.
Beautiful read option there from Dylan Thompson, but he's not going to get the first down here. That sets up 3rd and 2.
Nick is saying throw it to him because he's the best receiver in college football. I don't
Right.
buy that.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty mediocre. I mean, I've heard that the Kentucky Wildcats have called him mediocre, and that they shouldn't put a sorry receiver like Jones on them. But we'll see how that plays out. He's been kept in check in this one. 5 for 8 on 3rd downs are the Gamecocks here. They split 3 right, 1 left. Davis to Thompson's left. He drops back. He's looking right, throwing right. Got a man. That's going to be a first down to Nick Jones. Big play there from Nick Jones just to get the first down, keep his feet in bounds. South Carolina runs here up to the line. Out of the under center, here comes Thompson. 2 receivers, both sides. Davis in the backfield behind Thompson. He's under pressure. What happened? I don't know exactly what happened there. But Mike Douglas was in on the pressure there against the Gamecocks. 2nd and 10 now for South Carolina and Kentucky from the 35-yard line of South Carolina. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Davis to Thompson's left out of the shotgun. It's going to be a quick pass out to the outside, gets the corner, and gets about 3 yards. That's Pharaoh Cooper now. Big 3rd down here for South Carolina. Now, John, do they go pass or do they go read option here?
I go read option. If Thompson get to the outside, burn the corner, he's got.
It's worked.
It's worked, but it looks like he's gonna go pass. He's got
3
trips
receivers right. 3 receivers right. They're gonna fake. Oh, it's a run actually, and a terrible play call there, as he loses 2 yards. A very questionable play call. Is Blake McLean there on the tackle, and very interesting there, John.
I just noticed the eyes. They are terrifying.
They are extremely terrifying, and it might be striking some fear within the Gamecocks. You never know. Gamecocks kind of look cute, cuddly. These Wildcats are far from it. And here comes the punt from Hull. It's a good one over to the 15-yard line. Big boop. He's got a lot of room to run here as he's tackled at the 25-yard line. DeMarco Robinson on the 10-yard return here. So, Stan, you're looking at these numbers here provided by Coke Zero here. Taste the Coke Zero flavor blast for a limited time only here from Commonwealth Stadium. What do you think the game's going on here? Exactly. So 24-17 here, Kentucky, and they're going to go a quick play here outside, and it's going to go for a healthy gain of 8. Brandon Hurd, 8-yard reception, and the Wildcats continue to run no huddle here with South Carolina having 3 timeouts left. They need to stop them here. Eventually, South Carolina's going to have to use some of their timeouts to give themselves a chance on offense. 2:10 left in the ball game. Kentucky up by 7. He's going to throw it. Here comes Towels, left side. That's a catch for a first down. South Carolina will use their first timeout. 2:05 left in the ball game now. South Carolina pretty much has to stop Kentucky from getting a first down here to keep themselves in the ball game. Let's see what Kentucky comes with here. It's a quick pass. It's picked off. There he goes down the sidelines. He's going to go 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! South Carolina. The 4th pick 6 of the game, 2nd for both quarterbacks Thompson and Towels. And just like that, we have a tie ball game with under 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Big play there from South Carolina as we're watching whoever made that pick 6 jog off, and they're giving him the cold shoulder here. It looks like he made a huge play, and they're not even acknowledging him. He actually looks pretty sad. I think he's actually crying on the sidelines, and his hand's going inside of his skirt. But here comes Elliott Fry with the extra point here to tie the game up. It's up, and it is good. And South Carolina and Kentucky, as now they finally do congratulate him. He looks a little happier now. But here comes the kick from the kicker here, 24-24. We're not at all up with 1:58 left, as Kentucky will have the ball with 3 timeouts from their own 25-yard line. So South Carolina, the defense has stepped up here tonight, guys. Big plays from South Carolina's defense to bail out Dylan Thompson and the offense. So they split 5 wide receivers out. Here comes Kentucky. Big pass coming here. Throws off his back foot, and no one's in the area. Might have been a intentional grounding.
Now, Brian, what do you think about how far the Kentucky offense is to go up for field goal range? Because all these kickers have been pretty good so far.
It appears as though they can kick a field goal from right here. So I would be concerned if I'm South Carolina. But here comes Kentucky. It's going to air one out deep, and that's incomplete. Couldn't get the foot in. 3rd and 10 now. A big play here for South Carolina and Kentucky, as this play has huge implications on the rest of the ball game. Let's see what they come with here. They have 2 receivers right, 1 left. They motion the tight end to the left. He's going to drop back. He's going to pass. He's got some time. Now he's under pressure. He's hit and sacked. down at the 15-yard line, and South Carolina, with 1 timeout remaining, should get the ball with decent position here as they will punt the ball away, and Pharaoh Cooper waits as the kick is up and it is away, and let's see what Pharaoh Cooper can get here. He's got some blocking out in front of him. Let's see what Cooper can get. He's got a lane. He's going to hit and drop big time at the 43-yard line, and South Carolina Stan has a very good chance here.
This game wouldn't be in this situation if Kentucky decided not to throw it. That pick six that just happened about 20 seconds ago. You gotta think that maybe Kentucky fans are just saying, get this game over with, one day closer to basketball season. But,
I would agree, and you know what the big play too is that unbelievable play at halftime too, Stan. I mean, why they ran the clock all the way down to 2 seconds and then decided to pass the ball really quick. Interesting play call here. 2nd and 6 for South Carolina. Thompson heaving one deep, and it's nearly intercepted there from Kentucky. Very dangerous play, John.
Now, Brian, a field goal would win this game for South Carolina. If they can pick up another 10-ish yards, Elliott Fry will sink it. So
let's see what they come with here. Under center, he's under pressure. He's sacked, and now Kentucky, with 2 timeouts remaining, has a chance. So this is a big punt here from Tyler Hall. If he could pin him back inside the 10-yard line, South Carolina's defense has played very well tonight. Let's see what they can do here. Here comes the kick. It is up and it is away. It is going to be fair caught. No, and it's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. So Kentucky will start with the ball here with 1:10 left in the 4th quarter. We're all knotted up at 24 in a game that has been ridden with pick sixes left and right here for South Carolina. You're watching them all here. It doesn't seem like it's going to end, but it finally does as we see the SEC logo. So from the 20-yard line, here come the Kentucky Wildcats. They split 2 receivers to the left, 1 right. The running back is to Towell's left. A motion receiver. Now they're going to pass the ball. He's got some time. Looking over the middle. It's caught for a first down. 12-yard reception for Ryan Timmons. And with 1:06 left, they go no huddle. So here comes Kentucky now. Plenty of time left for the Wildcats. Let's see what they come with here. 3 receivers left. 1 right. 1:04 left. He's going to drop back. He's going to pass. He's got time. Nearly intercepted. Chris Lammons nearly picked that one off. It was right in his hands, and it got deflected. Big play there. Towels is very, very fortunate not to throw the interception there. So here comes Kentucky and South Carolina. Here comes the pass from Kentucky. Throwing one deep. It's caught over the middle. Big play for Kentucky. Down to the 13-yard line. 55 yards for Jeff Badgett. And that might be all for South Carolina as they only have 1 timeout remaining.
It's not over until the fat guy in the upper deck says, touchdown Kentucky, and we like it that way. So don't give up on these Gamecocks.
I've given up.
Hey, I haven't.
30 seconds left as it appears as though Kentucky is running down the clock as far as they can. Should be a run play here, I would assume. But we've seen some crazy thing here, folks, as it is a run up the middle, and it's going to go down to the 5-yard line. Timeout for Kentucky as they call their second timeout. 18 seconds remaining now. South Carolina needs a turnover here to stay in this ball game. It's another run up the middle, huge hole, stopped at the 1-yard line. 15 seconds left. Let's see what Kentucky comes with here. Do they run a play? Appears as though they're going to with 15 seconds left. He audibilizes at the line. It's going to be a pass. Very dangerous here. Touchdown, Kentucky. 1-yard touchdown reception. And it just as though seems the clock has struck midnight on South Carolina's comeback. Kentucky has driven down the field and with 7 seconds remaining in the ball game has taken a touchdown lead over the Gamecocks, 31-24. And it looked like Kagi was moonwalking to go with our Michael Jackson references. But 31-24, South Carolina trails with only 7 seconds left. Let's see if Kentucky kicks the ball outside of the end zone, and appears so it probably will be. This one is driven midway in the end zone. Pharaoh Cooper will call the touchback, or Sean Carson will call it touchback. And South Carolina needs to heave one up here, John. They only have 1 timeout left, so you could appear to run 2 plays potentially. But they need a miracle here, South Carolina. They split 5 receivers, three right, 2 left. Thompson out of the gun. He's going to drop back, taking a sack. And, oh, boy, the one thing it couldn't take for South Carolina. 4 seconds left. This is going to be it here, folks. They need to go nearly 85 yards here for a touchdown. Thompson drops. He throws one, heaves it. This is a mile high. They're waiting for it to come down. It finally does. Incomplete. And the Kentucky Wildcats have shocked South Carolina here at home. They win only their second SEC game in the last 19 games they've played in the SEC. A huge win. Patrick Towles, our player of the game, 224 passing yards, a couple of touchdowns. But, oh, boy, the big plays here, John and Nick and Stan, were definitely the pick sixes by Dylan Thompson.
Yeah, usually you don't want to see that out of your quarterback. 2 pick sixes is not good. If I were coach, I would have gone to – who's our second string? Who's our second string? Perry Orth, I think?
Yeah.
Elliott Fry's our second string.
Oh, excuse me, Elliott Fry. But, yeah, seriously, though, if you're going to throw that many interceptions in this few games, go to your next string, coach.
So South Carolina has some soul searching to do here as they fall to Kentucky 31-24. They drop back-to-back SEC East matchups here, and things are going from bad to worse for the South Carolina Gamecocks here. Hopefully for South Carolina on Saturday, they can actually beat Kentucky. But from here, from Commonwealth Stadium, for Stan Smith, Nick Jones, and John Dowdy, I'm Brian Principe. Thank you guys for watching here live from Commonwealth Stadium in Lexington, Kentucky. Final score, the Kentucky Wildcats 31, the South Carolina Gamecocks 24. We'll see you next week. Actually, we won't see you next week as South Carolina has a bye week. But we'll see you next time here from the broadcast booth. I'm Brian Principe. Thank you guys for listening here tonight from Lexington, Kentucky.